Hi, Ivana. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Vinyasa flow with the yoga blocks. So as the name says, we'll be using yoga blocks, but today we're going to use them throughout the whole practice, starting from the very beginning to the very end. It's going to be quite intensive, especially at times. So if you feel like you need to lose one of the blocks, or maybe you want to lose both of the blocks, feel free to do so. Or if you need a break, feel free to do so as well. So join me on your block, sit on your block, and come into a comfortable cross-legged position. So we want to put our knees lower than our hips. And the purpose of that is to open our abdominal muscles so we can breathe more freely using our abdominal muscles. And we're going to begin our practice with the breath of fire. It's a stimulating breath that engages our abdominal muscles on the exhales. It acts a little bit like a warm-up for our nervous system. The breath sounds a little bit like a sneeze. We're going to do 3 rounds of 20 together. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck, and close your eyes. Inhale fully. Exhale. Inhale fully. Exhale. Inhale halfway. And exhale, 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 exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale halfway. And exhale, 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 exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale halfway. And exhale, 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 exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your right hand on your chest and your left hand on your abdomen. And you can repeat internally after me. May this practice heal and strengthen my body and my mind. May this practice heal and strengthen my body and my mind. Release your hands and open your eyes. Place your hands on the mat and step on that block that you were sitting. It doesn't matter which way the block is turned, so just step on it. Since your feet are fairly close to each other, keep your knees slightly bent and grab your opposite elbows. And just hang here for a moment. If you want, you can sway from side to side. And in this ragdoll pose, I would like us to practice the ocean breath. The ocean breath focuses on, it's a 4-4 breath, and on the inhale and exhale, we're trying to make the sound. That sounds a little bit like fogging the mirror. So let's practice that. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your hands and come back to the standing position on your block. And remember the feeling of that breath as it's going to guide us throughout the practice today. Step off the block and grab the block and put it flat on your hand. keep all of your fingers together. So we don't want to grab the block, we just want to set it on our hand. So we're going to do a fun exercise. I call it wrist rolls, but really it's the whole wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder is working, and also our upper body is working in this pose. So we're going to rotate the block, trying not to lose it in one direction. So we're going to do it 5 times. You can do any shapes with your body that you need. And if you lose the block, don't worry about it. So we're going to do it 5 times. You can do it as slowly or as fast as you want. And then after the 5th time, switch the direction. You should feel your wrist, your elbow, and your shoulder working. Maybe you can even feel your muscles in your abdominals working in this pose. And after you're done with 5 times going in both directions, switch hands. Okay, so we're going in one direction 5 times. And then in the opposite direction. And 5. Okay, after you're done, keep the block in your hands and step to the front of the mat. Take the block with the short side in and place it between your thighs. You want to keep it so your feet are fairly close together. If you feel like your balance is not quite there, you can take them more kind of like hips apart. But for most of us, I think the short end is perfectly fine. So squeeze the block. So we want to emphasize our inner rotation of the thighs. And we're going to do sun salutation A with the block. And we're going to do it 3 times. Inhale your hands to the side and up. Look towards your hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back. So you may want to kind of walk back, or if you want, you can jump back and lower down into half plank. So very likely you will tap the block on the mat as you come up to the up dog. Open up your chest here and exhale, roll on your toes into downward dog. Try to send your hips as high towards the ceiling and keeping your thighs inner rotating, squeezing that block. Remember that your shoulders are outer rotated. Beautiful job, everybody. On the next inhale, look between your hands, bend your knees, and again you can walk towards your hands, or you can jump towards your hands into flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale your hands to the side and up, prayer position, look up, and release, mountain pose. If you have to readjust the block, because maybe it fell down a little bit, do so. Inhale your hands up, and follow with your gaze. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back, and lower down into half plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. And breathe here, return to that ocean breath that we practiced. And squeeze those thighs, engaging the inner thighs. Look between your hands, bend your knees, and step to flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale your hands up, prayer position. Exhale, release, mountain pose. And one more time. Inhale your hands up, follow your gaze. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back, lower down into half plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. And we're going to stay here just a little bit longer. Return that ocean breath. If you have to realign your feet, maybe your hands, to send your hips just a little bit higher towards the ceiling. On the next inhale, look between your hands, bend your knees, and step or hop to flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale your hands up, prayer position. And exhale, release, mountain pose. Take the block, and this time take it the slightly longer side, so your feet are hip distance apart, and take the other block, the long side. We're going to move to sun salutation B, and we're going to start with the chair pose. Shift your hips back and down, tilting your pelvis forward, and extend the block in front of you. And breathe here. And release. Shift your hips back and down, and this time take the block over your head. Remember to tilt that pelvis in to the front. If you can, just sit a little bit lower. And release. And one more. Send your hips back and down, tilt your pelvis. Take the block in front of you. And on the inhale, bring it over your head. Exhale, bring it in front of you. Inhale up. Exhale 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 in front of you. Release the block. And this time take both of the blocks and put them very close to the edges of the mat. Sit down on the chair and exhale. Place your hands on the block and fold forward. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, step back. Keep your hands on the block into half plank. Lower down into half plank. Inhale, open up your chest into up dog. And exhale, downward dog. Shift your body to the high plank. And we're going to do some push-ups, but there's a trick to it. So we're going to take our left hand and place it between the blocks. And then we're going to do the push-up. And inhale up. Next, take your right hand off the block, put it to the right, and do the push-up, hovering over the block of your chest. And inhale up. Take your left hand, put it on your right block, and do the push-up here. And inhale up. Take your left hand back between the blocks. Exhale, push up, and inhale up. Take your right hand back on the right block. Exhale, push up, and inhale, come up. And take your left hand, put it on the left block. Exhale, push up, and come up. And push yourself to the downward dog. Step your right foot forward and grab your right block and bring it over your head into warrior one. And exhale, bring the block back to the edge of the mat. Step your foot back and lower down to half plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Lean forward to the push-up, and we're going to do the left side. So take your right hand and put it between the blocks. Exhale, push up. Inhale, up. Take your left hand, put it outside of the left block. Exhale, push up. Inhale, up. Take your right hand, put it on the left block. Exhale, push up. And inhale, up. Take your right hand, put it between the blocks. Exhale, push up. Inhale, up. Take your left hand, put it on the left block. Exhale, push up. Inhale, up. And the last one, take the right hand, put it on the right block. So both hands are on the block now. Exhale, push up. And inhale, up. Come to the downward dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward. And bring the left block up into warrior one. And exhale, place the block back on the mat. And step back and lower down to half plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. And stay here for 3 breaths. Because we worked really hard on our hands, so probably you can feel it in your shoulders. Very good. On the next inhale, look between your hands, bend your knees, and step or hop into flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Lower yourself down into a chair and inhale your hands up into a chair pose and exhale, release, mountain pose. Take one of the blocks, put it back between your hips. We're going to repeat the chair exercise again. Send your hips back and down. Take the block with long side and bring it in front of you. Very good. Ivana, can you lower your hands just a little bit lower? Great, beautiful. Okay, release. Send your hips back and down again. Tilt your pelvis in, and this time bring the block over your head. Remember to practice that ocean breath, especially when the poses get harder and harder. We tend to forget to breathe properly. And release. Okay, one more time. Send your hips back and down. Bring the block in front of you. Remember to tilt your pelvis in. And inhale, bring the block over your head. Exhale, bring the block in front of you. Inhale up. Exhale 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 in front of you. And release the pose. Place the blocks on the edges of the mat. And come up to the chair pose. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, move hands on the blocks, step back and lower down into half plank. Inhale, open up your chest into up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step your right foot forward and grab the block and come up into warrior one. Exhale, place the block back on the mat and step your foot back. This time, shift your weight towards your left leg and turn your left leg in. You can stack your legs or you can keep your right leg in the middle of the mat or maybe somewhere like in between your middle of the mat and your other leg. And inhale, bring the hand with the block up and gaze towards the block. Fantastic job, everybody. Shalv, you look strong and beautiful. Ivana, Nancy, very strong. Jacqueline, fantastic. And exhale, place the block back on the mat and shift your weight to the middle. Send your hips back to downward dog. And step your left foot forward. Grab the block and come up to warrior one. Exhale, place the block back on the mat. Step your left foot back. Come up to the middle. Shift the weight towards your right side. Turn your right foot in. And do the same what you did on the other side. So if your leg was somewhere in the middle, keep it in the middle. If your legs were stuck, keep them stuck. And inhale, lift your left hand up and gaze towards the left side. Beautiful, fantastic job, everybody. Very, very strong. And exhale, bring the hand with the block back on the mat. Shift your weight to the middle and send your hips back to downward dog. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look between your hands, bend your knees, and step or hop into flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Send your hips back and down into chair pose. And you inhale your hands up. And exhale, rise up and release. Mountain pose. Going to do it one more time. So bring the block, take it between your thighs. So your feet are hip distance apart. Take the other block. Send your hips back and down, tilting your pelvis to the front, and hold the block in front of you. Beautiful, Jacqueline. Shalv, beautiful. Anne, fantastic. Nancy, beautiful. Very, very strong. And release. Okay, send your hips back and down, and this time take the block over your head. And release. Send your hips back and down one more time, and bring the block in front of you. Inhale. Bring the block over your head. Exhale, bring it in front of you. Inhale up. Exhale 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 in front of you. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale in front of you. Take the blocks. Put them to the next to the edges of the mat. And sit down into a chair pose. And exhale. Place your hands on the blocks. And fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, move hands on the blocks, step back, lower down into half plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step your right foot forward, grab the block, and come up to warrior one. Exhale, place the hand on the block, back on the mat. Step your right foot back. Shift your weight towards the left leg, turn your left leg in, stack your legs or whatever you did on the other side, and bring the block up with your right hand and follow with your gaze. And this time, on the exhale, take the block underneath your armpit. Inhale up, exhale, underneath your armpit. Inhale up. Exhale underneath your armpit. Inhale up. Exhale underneath your armpit. Fantastic job, everybody. One more. Inhale up. Exhale underneath your armpit. Beautiful job, Nancy. Fantastic modification. And place the block back on the mat. Shift your weight back to the center and send your hips back to downward dog. Step your left foot forward and grab the block and come up to warrior one. Exhale, place the block back on the mat. Step back into high plank. Turn your right leg in and shift your weight towards your right side. Grab the block with your left hand and bring it over your head. And follow the block with your gaze. Exhale, place the block under your armpit and inhale up. Exhale, block under your armpit. Inhale up. Exhale, block under your armpit. Inhale up. Exhale, block under your armpit. Inhale up. And one more. Exhale, block under your armpit. And inhale up. Exhale, place the block back on the mat. Shift your weight back to the center and send your hips up. Downward dog. And we're going to take 3 breaths here. On the next inhale, look between your hands, bend your knees, and step or hop into flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Send your hips back and down into a chair pose. And exhale, come up to the standing and release. Take one of the blocks and move it to the side. And grab the block, the other block with your hands. With your hands and put it between your thighs. So we want to have our hips hip distance apart. So we want to have that middle length. If you want, you can grab the other block with your hands, or if not, that's fine. And send your hips, bring your hands in front of you and send your hips back, 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 until you're halfway there. And stay here. So really we want to hinge at the hips and emphasizing that motion. And inter-rotating our hips here should help us with the hinge. And come up to the standing. Exhale, send your hips back into the hinge and go halfway. And come up. One more time, send your hips back, 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 and hinge halfway there. Beautiful job. When you're ready, bring your hands all the way to the mat and rest the block in front of you. And we'll hook your fingers around your big toes. And wing your elbows to the side here. You may notice that you can go a little bit deeper because we did some warm-ups. Inhale, flat back. And this time, step on your palms. So your palms are up and your feet are right on top of them. And wing your elbows to the side as you exhale. Let your head hang freely here and try to relax. Fantastic job, Ivana, Shalev, Ani, beautiful. Take your hands on your waist and come up to the standing position. Take the block and place it on the mat. It could be somewhere like in the middle. It doesn't really matter, but you want to have the long side so you can step your foot on top of it. So we're going to start with the left foot on the block. You can place your hands on your waist and bring your right foot up and step back into lunge. So in the first one, I want you to realign your body and really feel the angle in your knees. So we want to keep that 90-degree angle. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, up. Exhale, lunge. And we're going to pump here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it here for a moment. And lift your leg up. And this time extend the leg behind you into warrior 3. And if you want, you can bring your hands in front of you, or maybe you can keep them in prayer position. Or if you want, you can still keep them on your waist. And exhale, release. We're going to switch legs. So this time take your right foot and put it on the block. Bring your left leg up and stand back into the lunge. And just feel how far you need to be to keep the angle in your front knee. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lunge. 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 And this time we're going to pump. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And lift your leg up. And push your leg back into warrior 3. Keep your hands wherever they belong, on your waist, in a prayer position, or maybe in front of you. Beautiful balance, everybody, fantastic. And release. Bring that other block, so you want to have both blocks on the edges of the mat. We're going to take a vinyasa here. Inhale your hands to the side and up, prayer position. Exhale, hands on the block, into flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back, lower down into half plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. And right from this downward dog, grab the right block and step it a little bit back. You may want to bring them a little bit closer to each other. And step your right foot on the right block and your left hand on the other block. So you want to have your shoulder over your wrist and your right knee, your right hip over your right knee. And here there are some options. So you can step your knee to the top of the block, and that way you have your shin supported, and you can curl your toes for extra support. So that's option 1. Option 2, you can lift your toes up and still have the shin supported. Or the most advanced version, you can step your foot back almost to the edge of the back of the block and have your leg just supported on the knee. So whatever you feel comfortable with today, stay with that pose. Extend your left leg back, keep your hips parallel and in line with each other, and inhale your right hand up. Imagine you're balancing the book on your hips, on your bum, so you don't want it to fall. Great job, fantastic. And release. Okay, bring your left leg back again. Bring your right hand up. And hold it. And this time we're going to add crunch to it. So it's going to be more challenging. So bring your right elbow and your left knee towards each other. And inhale. Extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Fantastic job. One more. Inhale, crunch. And exhale, extend. And release. And take a break here for a moment. If you want, you can come down to the child pose, because we're going to add one extra component to it. Okay, so place your right leg back on the block, your left hand is on the block. Extend your left leg back and your right hand up. And hold it. We're going to do 3 crunches. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. I'm going to shift my direction here so you can see. And this time we're going to take the right hand to the right side and the left leg to the left side. And back to the center. To the side and to the center. To the side and to the center. To the side and to the center. One more time. To the side and to the center, and release. So now we're going to do the same torture on the other side. So you can flip your blocks. So the right block goes to the front and the left block goes to the back. Place your left knee on your back block and your right hand on the front block. And I align the blocks if you have to. So your shoulder is over your right wrist and your left hip is over your left knee. So whatever you did with your knee and how much support you needed, do the same as you did on your other side. Extend the right leg behind you and bring your left hand up and hold it here. We want our hand and our leg in the same line. Fantastic job, Ivana, Jacqueline, beautiful, Nancy, fantastic, Shalov, fantastic job, and release. Okay, extend the right leg behind you, extend your left arm, hold it, and the same we're adding the crunch. So we're doing exhale, crunch, inhale, extend, 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 and release. Yeah, release, Ivan. Good job. Okay, and the last variation. Extend the right leg behind you, extend the left arm, and hold it here for a moment. And this time we're going to do only 3 crunches. Exhale, crunch, and extend. Inhale, crunch, extend. Exhale, crunch, and extend. And this time we're going to move our left arm to the left and the right leg to the right. And back to the center, to the side, to the center, to the side, to the center, to the side, and to the center, to the side, and to the center. And release. And take a child pose here for a moment. Readjust the blocks so they're close to the edges of the mat and push yourself to downward dog. And shift your weight over the blocks to high plank. And on the count of 5, we're going to lower ourselves down all the way to the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Hold the weight. Bring the blocks 1 level up, so they're kind of like the middle. If you find your back is very flexible, you may want to go even higher. And place your forearms on the blocks. So you want your shoulders over your elbows and lift yourself up to a Sphinx pose. And lower down. If you need to readjust your blocks to any other height, feel free to do so. Place your hands on your forearms and push yourself up to a Sphinx pose. Fantastic job, Nancy, and beautiful. Jacqueline, challenging yourself. And release. And one more time. Place your hands on the forearms, on the blocks, and lift up to the Sphinx pose. And release. Come to the seated position. So you can sit on the block if you want to keep it challenging, or if not, sit on the mat, because that will add an extra challenge. And grab the other block with your hands. And keep your knees bent here and lean a little bit back, puff up your chest and extend your hands in front of you. And when you're ready, lift your legs up. And if you want, you can extend them. If not, you can keep them bent. And we're going to lower them down and lift them up. And try to keep your upper body as still as possible. So really we want to have you moving our legs and our abs working. Lower down and up. Lower down and up. Lower down and up. Lower down and up. And release. Okay, one more time. Bring the block in front of you, puff up your chest. And bring your legs up. Shins parallel to the mat, or if you want, you can extend them and lower them down and up. Lower them down and up. Lower them down and up. Lower them down and up, and hold them here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Fantastic job. I know this one wasn't easy. Okay. So if you're sitting on the block, take the block under your bum and place it in front of your feet. So we want to keep our feet flexed here. And grab the other block with your hands. Inhale. Your hands with the block up. And exhale. Lean forward, hinging at the hips. And you can tap the block on your toes, or maybe you can tap the block on the block, or maybe even behind it. Wing your elbows to the side. And breathe here. Try to keep your spine long here. Fantastic job. And keep gazing at your toes. Beautiful job, everybody. And when you're ready, come up with the block up. And place the block behind you. Take your right foot and hug it to your hip. Take your right hand and place it behind you. Make sure you're sitting tall, your spine is long here. Inhale your hand up, and you can hug your knee, or maybe you can push your knee with your elbow and get a deeper stretch, gazing towards the back of the mat. And release the twist and switch your legs. So extend your right leg and hug your left knee towards your hip. Take your left hand, put it on the block behind you. Inhale your right hand up and hug your knee or push your knee with the elbow for a deeper stretch. The important part is to keep your spine long. Fantastic job. Beautiful. Okay, release the twist. And keep your legs extended in front of you. And grab your blocks and put them next to your hips. Take your knees and cross them over. So you want to cross them around the shin area. Place your hands on the block. Protract your shoulders and kind of come close to your knees as close as it's possible. And for step one, you can lift your hips up. Or if you want more challenge, you can bring one leg up. Or maybe you can bring both legs up. And for the next step, you can even start rocking here. And release. So whatever steps you are in, we're going to repeat it one more time. Contract your shoulders and bring your chest towards your knees. Step one, lift your hips up. Step two, lift one leg up. So whatever leg you did last time, maybe you want to switch. For the next step, lift both of your legs up. And for step four, you can start rocking back and forth. And maybe you can even extend your legs in front of you and release. The next one, we're going to stay with our legs extended. Place your hands on the blocks. And option number one, bring your shoulders in and lean a little bit forward and send your hips up. And maybe that's where you stay today. If it feels easy, you can lift up your legs up and hold it. And release. Good job. Cross your legs and place one of the blocks more kind of like in the middle of the mat. And for some of you, maybe you want to have the other block. We're going to do a crow. So if your crow is a challenge, you want to keep the other block and stack it the high and up. Step on the block and place your feet together. Place your hands shoulder distance apart outside of the block that's stuck the long end. So if you can do the crow, you can get right into the crow right now. For those that struggle, lean your body forward, bend your elbows as if you were doing chaturanga, and rest your head on the block. And maybe that's where you are today. If this feels easy, maybe you can lift one leg at a time. And if you feel like this is still easy, maybe you don't need the block. And lean your body forward and lift your legs up. You will notice that in this crow variation, your hips are higher up, so you might be able to get into the crow and maybe even extend your arms a little bit higher than you do typically. Fantastic job, Nancy, beautiful. Ivana, very strong. Jacqueline, Anne, fantastic. Shalv, fantastic job, beautiful. And release. Take the block and just lower yourself down on your back. And here you can use two blocks or just one block. If you find your back is not very open, you may want to have one block under your head and one under your sacrum. If your back is fairly open, you might get away with just one block. So place one block under your sacrum. Whichever way you want, you can do it middle way, or maybe you can go the high end. And if you want, you can place the other block under your head. We want to open our chest here as much as we can. That will prepare us better for the wheel pose. Just breathe here. Beautiful, great job, everybody. Okay, and take the block from underneath you and move that block so it's between your feet. And the purpose of this one is very often our feet turn out, so we want to bring that motion and more awareness that our feet are not turning out when we're doing the wheel pose. And if you want the other block, you can put it between your knees. And I like to put it the middle way in between. And lower yourself back down. We're going to do the wheel pose, but keep in mind we have two more things to be aware of. Bring your heels closer to your arms so you can grab them. You can grab your ankles with your hands. And for step one, lift up your hips. For step two, place your hands under your shoulders. For step three, roll up on your head. And next step, maybe you can come up all the way to the wheel pose, squeezing those blocks. Shala, fantastic job, and beautiful. Jacqueline, fantastic. Nancy, very nice. Ivana, very good. And slowly release. We're going to do it one more time. So maybe you need to readjust your blocks, so feel free to do so. And again, walk your feet towards your bum so you can grab your ankles with your hands. And on the inhale, lift up to the bridge pose. For step two, place your hands under your shoulders. For step three, roll up on your head. For step four, come up all the way to the wheel pose. And wherever you are, just try to send your hips just a little bit higher and hold it and release. Fantastic job. Remove the blocks and just put them on the side for a moment. Hug your knees to your chest and roll back and forth until you are in the seated position. And cross your legs. And take the blocks and put them high side up. And maybe you can put them a bit further out on your mat or somewhere in the middle. And sit on your heels here. Place your hands. Pointing fingers are touching the blocks. And you rest your shoulders on the blocks. Make sure that you have good support with the blocks here. And you can rest your head on the mat. This pose really supports you in the tripod headstand. So you want to make sure, the same as with the tripod headstand, that your elbows are at 90 degrees. And maybe step number one is lift up your hips. And maybe that's where you stay today. If you want, you can lift one leg at a time. And if you feel like you need to readjust the blocks, so you have a good support for your shoulders. Feel free to do so. And maybe you can lift both of your legs up. And release. And come down to the quick child pose here to release the pose. And when you're ready, push yourself up and cross your legs and come all the way down to your Shavasana. And for Shavasana, take the block and place the soles of your feet together right on the block and lower yourself down all the way and take as much space as you need. Just relax here. And when you're ready, start wiggling your fingers and your toes. And now it might be a good time to remove the block from underneath your feet and hug your knees to your chest. When you're ready, roll to your right side and sit on the block again. And cross your legs and keep your eyes closed here. And place your hands on your knees. We're going to finish with a balanced breathing. It's a 4-4 breath using our nose. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your right hand on your chest and your left hand on your abdomen. And repeat with me internally. May this practice heal and strengthen my body and my mind. May this practice heal and strengthen my body and my mind. Release your hands and open your eyes. Thank you very much for practicing with me. I know it was a challenging practice and we worked our whole body. So you may feel something tomorrow, but if not, I just hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.